Would you like to learn how to do a simple corporate headshot setup in any location? Then stay tuned. What's up, photography world? Joshua Grasso here from shutterschool.com. And today I got a quick little behind the scenes video of a recent corporate shoot where we just did a simple headshot session and have a basic 3 light setup for business headshots. Now there's a couple different setups that you can use. Maybe more of a clamshell look looks kind of cool. But I'm just going to basic 2 light, 45 degree kind of thing with 1 hair light in the back. And so I'll walk you through how I decided on the background and how I set up my lights, and then show you a quick before and after. So it's actually a good idea to always bring a backdrop, like a portable backdrop or a backdrop stand, maybe even some gaffer tape with like a paper backdrop, something so that if you are in a horrible environment and there's no good backdrops, that you are good to go. I did have some cloth backdrops with me in case I needed, but they did request, they wanted a natural environmental headshot, so they wanted me to use the space and just try to find the best I could find. So I was given this boardroom space, and I had to choose somewhere in here. And so the windows, you could, with a really super telephoto, sometimes make a cool look with the windows. Obviously the table, not much going on here. There's this gray door that maybe could have worked, but that was a little too flat. Basically my only option here was this art on the walls. So I could choose one giant painting, or I kind of like the symmetry and structure of the 3 paintings here. So I thought maybe that abstract shape of having 3 rectangles with some abstract art on it could make a good photography backdrop. So that's what I chose. And here's the first test shot out of focus. It's a little bright here, so then I darkened it just to get an idea of what the structure of the background would look like. This is when it's super blurry at 1.8, and it was still a little bright. So I stopped it down just a little so you'd have a little bit of texture. And that's what I settled on for the background. So your first step when you go to a corporate shoot is to scope it out and try to find something clean and simple, or something geometrical and structural that you can use as a clean, simple, basic backdrop, and then go from there. So it was bring your daughter into a work day for me, and I got her as my test subject. It was going to be a standing thing so it can move quick in and out. And so here you can see I have the magbox, the original, with one 80-200. Luckily it's indoor, so we didn't need super powerful lights. But I believe I had an 80-600 on this flash as like my main light. And then my backlight, hair light, rim light was another 80-200 with a magmod grid on it. So normally if you have crappy light in that room, you kind of want to expose your scene in such a way that you're killing all the ambient light and building back up with your flash. Luckily, we had some nice white balanced natural light coming in, so I didn't necessarily need to kill everything, and you wanted a little bit of backlight, ambient light on the background, so everything was working out pretty good, just getting the ambient light. So let's see what my exposure was for my test shot. It was 85mm lens, ISO 160, which was enough to get some of that background. I kept it at 1.8 and 1/200th of a second, so I did want to get more bokeh here. So that's another secret with getting your background's cleaner, is you definitely want to use a telephoto lens with a shallow depth of field, usually, so that you can get a nice distracting free background. All right, so just reviewing the setup here, we got the main light with the big umbrella, the magbox being the fill light, and then I have the rim light here. So you can see my rim light set up with a grid, and what the grid does is that contains that light. So as you can see, all the light is coming straight out of that flash, so it doesn't go everywhere and bounce all around and contaminate the background with extra light. And that goal there is to add a little light on the hair. This is a little too strong on this one. I think I turned it down for the official shot. But what that does, it helps them pop out from the background. So in this test shot, I think I lowered all the exposure here. And you can see that rim light on the hair just kind of helps add a little interest and glow. So here's the official corporate headshot that we got. We got the main light brighter on this side, and this is unretouched, so I might clean up a little bit these hot spots just a little bit, soften the skin a little bit. But there you go. So you start from this, find a good scene, get some good light. There you go. And then a second setup, they wanted me to come back to the office. So this was in the boardroom, and then they wanted some in their office for their office staff, and I had even less to choose from. This is literally the room they gave me, and this is where it would have been a good idea to have a backdrop, but again, they wanted environmental. And there's literally this corner of yellow paint and the windows. That is literally it. So I went with the window and tried to use the geometry of the structure of the window to kind of frame them. And same setup, the main light, fill light, and the backlight rim. And tried to center them in the window to add some type of structure and texture. Unretouched, here it is. What's nice about using lighting is a lot of times stuff looks great right out of camera without a lot of editing, but it's still nice to go in and kind of retouch the skin and stuff like that for really high-end job. But anyway, there's a quick behind the scenes for you on how to do a corporate headshot. Find a clean background, bring some good light, use a telephoto lens, and you're cooking with gas. All right, so I'll probably do more in-depth tutorials. I want to show some different setups in the future. So if you want to see those, definitely like and subscribe, where I can show some different variations in that lighting setup. Also, maybe show you in action, getting some different posing tips. So definitely, please help the channel grow. Like and subscribe. You can look at my work, my wedding work, on Instagram at Joshua Grasso, or check out more tutorials at theshutterschool.com. I appreciate you taking some time to spend with the Shutter School. Get out there and make some photos. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.